Okay, so we have this API that is being exposed by a Java RESTful web service. Let's try and fetch this from Angular. So the way we can do that is that here in our application, right? We're going to follow the same design pattern that we introduced in React, right? We typically we would create a singleton that would house all the data access that we need, right? And we'll create a directory dedicated to all services. So these are all services going to go under services directory. Please follow this naming convention, so it'll make it easier for us to follow you. And in here we'll create a TypeScript file, and we'll call it course dot service dot client dot ts. Okay, and yes, we do want to add it to Git. And there it is. There's the file. It's empty. There's nothing in it. And let's just create a class. So it'll be export class. And this will be course service client. Notice that it's smart enough to understand the dot notation, the dashes notation, right? And understand that that's the name that we want to declare. That's great. And in here, this is going to be a plain old class. It's a TypeScript class, right? And in here, we're going to have a user interface. An interface that we would like to be able to use from outside. So we'll have functions such as findAllCourses. And in here is where we would fetch things. We would say something such as fetch. Where do we want to go? We like to go to http://8080. Basically the URL where we have this, right? We can just copy that URL and just paste it in here. That's where we want to go. And we're going to use exactly the same technique that we used in React. Yes?
Just a general question. So in some places when we do the URL, we do http localhost 8080.
Yeah.
When we first started, we used a little tilde, and then we would just say like /API/.
Right. Yep.
What's the difference? Like, why do we need one or the other?
Right. So when we were using jQuery, we did that, and it was because the jQuery HTML and the JavaScript was being hosted by the same server where the services lived, right? So the domain was implied, right? It says, well, it's the same domain where this was downloaded from. If you don't say anything, it'll be the same domain where it's downloaded. Here, one of them is running at localhost 4200, whereas the server is running at localhost 8080. Right? So they're being hosted by two different places. And when they're deploy these on Heroku, they are going to be at two completely different domains. Right? And so this would be the domain wherever your Java server lives. Okay? Yep. Okay, so same thing. We have then. Same thing. A response is going to come back. We're going to parse it out. So we're going to return the response .json. That's what's going to be returned. And so this function is going to return whatever that fetch returns. Yes? Yeah, so very, very similar. What don't you like? Oh, doesn't like. Okay, that's my lint. Doesn't like double quotes on JavaScript, on TypeScript. All right, excellent. And the other thing that's to make this a singleton, so that it can be injected as a inversion of control in Angular. We can annotate this as injectable. Injectable, as in you would expect in Java, right? That in Java you see auto-wired, yes, right? That's here it's something can be auto-wired, right? If it has been annotated as injectable, and my lint is bothering me here. That doesn't like double quotes. There we go. All right, and I think parentheses. There we go. All right, so this makes it a singleton and makes it that it can be injected and just declared. When you just declare it in a constructor, right, it automatically gets injected. Right, everybody good? All right, so let's go fetch this from the whiteboard. From the whiteboard, we can in our components we can ask for that service now. That class we just declare as injectable. And we can ask for it in our constructor. We can declare a local variable, private, and we'll call it the course service. So if I can spell, service. And declare it as the right data type. It's, what is this? Course service client. There it is. Notice that it automatically imported it with the wrong quotation. What is it that you don't like? Should be single quotes. It is single quotes. All right, leave it. All right, so the constructor is injecting the course service and declaring a local private variable, right? So all the great things you would expect from a fully qualified object-oriented languages are here, right? Private, public, extending, implementing interfaces. Everything is here. So if you're coming from Java, you feel right at home. All right, so now we have our service. Right? What we'd like to be able to do is use that service once the component is loaded, right? It's ready to go fetch things, and what we could do is declare here a variable to hold that data. So we would say courses, and we'll declare it right now as an empty array, right? Right, it's going to be an array of courses. Courses is equal to an empty array. Okay, and we can go fetch these things right from using the service. We can say this dot course service, right? It's this course service right here, and we can say that then find all courses. This is going to return the body already parsed out from the JSON, right? And what we could do then is say, presumably these are all the courses that come back from the service, and we can then assign it to the local array of courses, right? We can say, this dot courses is equal to courses, right? Right. So now we've gone out, retrieved the courses. Let's see if we go back to our web Angular here. We must have broken something. Console. Course client. Oh yes, I forgot to do something. Whenever you have these web service clients that go and fetch data and things like that, they need to be declared as data sources or as data providers. Right? So let's go into modules, and the providers need to be declared. Anything that is going out and fetching data need to be declared here as data providers. Unfortunately, they don't get automatically declared. You have to specifically go in and declare it. So in this case, it's the course service client. Right? I'll just type it in there, and it automatically imports it. Okay, so let's try that out. All right, so not complaining anymore. We can look at the network. Let's see the network traffic, and we can see here it is. I think it's this one. Yeah, it's this one right here. Notice that Indeed is going out and fetching the courses for us. Right? It loaded the whole thing. The whiteboard component loaded, and it went out to fetch our courses. And notice that it contains all the modules are in there. The lessons are there. So it's the same exact response that we're getting here. Same exact data, and it's being assigned. It's being assigned. Notice it's an array, right? It's being assigned locally to this whiteboard component variable courses. Right? This courses is here, and the TypeScript side of the component can provide data to the HTML side of the component by just declaring variables. All the variables and functions that are declared at the component level are readily available on the HTML side. All right, so for instance, that variable we just declared there is readily available here. We can say h2 grab me the courses, right? And I want to know, since it's an array, I can ask what's the length of that array. right? And if I save that, I can come back and say that it's 3, right? That it's initially 3. It's the 3 courses that presumably we went and fetched from the server. Everybody okay? Right? Everybody good? Everybody with me? All right. So now that we have the courses in the variable, let's focus on how would we render this. Right? Let's see how we can take a look at that.